are we really surprised they helped kill Malcolm X?
Keep it 100, I be feeling like Campbell soup over white rice, baked chicken with the skin on, yeah, Lowry's with black pepper, I'm fully seasoned with laughter.
What's good, 100%ers? It's your boy Dre, and welcome to my channel, Keep It 100 Dre. So, a bit of a different setup because I just wanted to hurry up and get this video out. So, new evidence leaked that showed the NYPD and the FBI, they conspired and assisted in helping kill Malcolm X. So I want you to take a look at this article. Malcolm X family says letter shows NYPD and FBI conspire in his murder. Ex-undercover officer claims post-homicide letter he was pressured to lure activist security men into committing crimes. Almost 56 years since the day Malcolm X was assassinated in New York City, lawyers and family members of the late great civil rights and black nationalist leader released new evidence that they claim show the NYPD and FBI conspired in his murder. It comes in the form of a deathbed letter attributed to a former undercover NYPD officer who claimed he was pressured by supervisors to lure two of Malcolm X's security men into committing crimes a few days before the assassination on the 21st of February 1965. The arrest kept the two men from managing door security at the Abudan Ballroom in Washington Heights on the day of the shooting, according to the letter. The letter, written by Raymond Woods, was authorized for post-homicide release by a cousin. It was read on Saturday at a press conference attended by three of X's daughters and members of the Woods family. No details about the circumstances and timing of Woods' death were provided. Under the direction of my handlers, the letter states, I was told to encourage leaders and members of the civil rights groups to commit felonious acts. Last year, the assassination was the subject of the 6-part Netflix documentary, Who Killed Malcolm X?, which revisited long-standing questions over whether 2 of 3 men convicted in the shooting were innocent. In 2011, an NYPD detective involved wrote, "The investigation was botched." The documentary prompted the Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance Jr. to review convictions in the case. Following Saturday's news conference, Vance's office said the review was active and ongoing. In a separate statement, the NYPD said it had provided all available records relevant to the case to Vance and remains committed to assist with that review in any way. The FBI did not comment. Malcolm X was shot seconds after stepping to a lectern to speak. Days earlier, he told an interviewer he believed members of the Nation of Islam were seeking to kill him. He was being surveilled by the FBI at the time. His home in Queens was firebombed the week before he was killed. One of his daughters, Elisa Shabazz, told the press conference on Saturday she had lived with decades of uncertainty. Any evidence that provides greater insight into the truth behind that terrible tragedy should be thoroughly investigated, she said. So, what I want to say about it is, are we surprised they helped kill Malcolm X? Like, are we really surprised they helped kill Malcolm X? Because anytime there's been a powerful black leader or anything that's a threat to the US power, the FBI tried to bring him down, the CIA tried to bring him down, the US government tried to get rid of him. America overthrew the Iranian leader in 1979. The Iraq and the Afghanistan wars were over oil. So anytime there's someone powerful that they feel is a threat to American supremacy, Fred Hampton, Martin Luther King, now obviously Malcolm X, they all somehow die. Anyone who is a threat to US power and supremacy, especially black people, brown people, they're going to end up dead. So Malcolm X, he was one of my not one of my favorites, he is my favorite civil rights hero. Because the one thing about Malcolm X, as compared to Martin Luther King, who I also love, is that Martin Luther King's message could be whitewashed. The only thing they teach about Martin Luther King is his "I had a dream" speech and what he said about peace and unity. They never spoke about how Martin Luther King said America is the biggest threat to world peace, how the US is pretty much a terrorist nation. They never spoke about his economic message, him trying to unite working class people. The only thing they ever spoke about Martin Luther King is his message on peace and love, because that's easy, that's palatable. But if they spoke about his entire message and they actually embraced them, the American system that we have today, the system we have today, could not exist. It's impossible. He spoke about the dangers of capitalism, how terrible capitalism is. He spoke about the injustices in the medical system. That's the biggest injustice that could possibly exist. And it's even larger today than it was back then. The racial wealth gap. Martin Luther King was a socialist. He definitely was. And he believed in much more of a social democracy. But his message is able to be whitewashed because he also spoke mostly about peace and unity and pacifism and being nonviolent. Malcolm X wasn't like that. His message was very clear and straightforward, and it's impossible for his message to be whitewashed, which is why he's my favorite civil rights leader. You could not whitewash his message. Had a lot of the same goals as Martin Luther King, but he went about it a much different way. His speeches couldn't be edited. You couldn't say, oh, Malcolm X didn't believe this, because if you watch even a little bit of him speaking, any of his speeches, you know exactly what he is about. They had the same goals, but had different ways of arriving there. And I resonate more with Malcolm X's ways because his message could never be whitewashed. So there's one quote from Malcolm X. I actually used the Malcolm X quote in my last video, ironically, having no clue this information had come out, obviously. But one of my favorite quotes from Malcolm X is about the media. He said, "The media is the most powerful entity on earth. They'll have you thinking the guilty is innocent and the innocent is guilty. The media controls the minds of the masses." And that's still very true today. And he said that decades ago. So something that the media is doing, the mainstream media is doing, and it's very dangerous, is the media wants to pick and choose who should be censored, and that conspiracy theories should be censored on Facebook, on YouTube, and any social media platform, so they control the narrative. Now here's the thing, the issue with that, and you will see that with this video right here. What happens when the conspiracy is true? Because people in the past have believed the FBI, at least, conspired to kill Malcolm X. The thing is, that wasn't a conspiracy. It was real. So you want to censor conspiracy, you're risking censoring the truth. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because a few weeks ago I did a bit of a poll in a group, and about 59, 58, 57% of people agreed with censoring conspiracy theories. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Who's going to fact check the fact checkers? Who's choosing what is a conspiracy and what's not? That's not okay, because the truth will always be censored. When you censor conspiracy, yes, some conspiracies will be complete nonsense, but others are going to be true. So you're risking censoring the truth just because you don't want to hear a bit of foolishness? You can't do that. Malcolm X certainly wouldn't have been okay with the media being the truth tellers when they always lie. The media lied us into wars. They lied us into the Vietnam War, the Afghanistan wars, the Iraq wars. And the thing is, they were pushing the conspiracy theory, the lie, that lies all into the wars. But will that ever be censored? No. The only thing that will ever be censored is people that's doing independent media, small voices, or smaller voices relative to the mainstream media that don't have as much money. Some will be saying complete nonsense, but others are saying the truth. So we cannot be okay with censorship under any circumstances, because stories like this can get suppressed. So that's all I gotta say. Don't have a word of the day for today, because I just wanted to do this video very quickly. So if you like the content, like and subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you see when I make new videos. So I really appreciate you watching the video. 100% this. Peace.
Well, I've been stacking up. Nah, really that ain't accurate, cause I just spent my whole damn advance in the past couple months just to compensate for times we ain't have enough. Ooh.